Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. Four babies in the back seat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha 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 ha.
Good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. I am honored that you can join me this Thursday morning, September 29th, 2022. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to make you successful traders, and we do that by teaching you how to use our proprietary trading indicators that have been around for almost a quarter of a century now and have proved time and again to be very accurate. We are currently in tough economic times, and in those tough economic times there are opportunities for those who choose to act, and we think there are opportunities there to make above average income learning to trade. So with that, let us get into it. We will start, you need to start by listening to this guy.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about our program is that we do these live trades so that you can evaluate for yourself that the tools work and they're accurate and that you can use them. Once you become a regular member, you have access to many live trades like this. There's one at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. There's one at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, another at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want even more than that, there is an additional paid session at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So lots of opportunities to watch and experience the trader trade, learn different strategies. We've got a dozen different signals. The one today that I use is different than the one you've been shown as a light. That one is the 5 and 1 is an introductory simple signal that lets you get into it with reasonable accuracy. And then, of course, it's about continuing to improve. Because you're trading with company funds, we are always there to be your accountability person. And give you that continuous feedback in terms of getting better. So every Wednesday evening there's a training session, and every Saturday morning there's a training session, in addition to all the live trades and the one-on-one coaching that you get. I trade off of a checklist or routine that helps me stay focused. Every day I like to restart my green chart, make sure that clear out the memory so that it operates at optimal performance. Review of yesterday's trade. For the Tuesday, we didn't take a trade. We didn't find a good setup, but it's always good to try to figure out what what didn't quite go right. And when you take a bad trade and check on that. As we trade based off of the price action. That's what our indicators allow us to do, and they're kind of future based. So we're able to get a read on what the direction is. News also impacts currency, so we want to know what that news is. We figure out that news by going to forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks the news down into three components: yellow, which is low impact; orange, which is medium impact; and red, which is high impact. And I want to stay away from red items. I like to be out of the trade 2 hours beforehand. And this morning we've got something on the Canadian dollar coming up at 8:30, so we're within that 2-hour window, so we won't take any trades on the Canadian dollar. And interesting, New Zealand's got some news in the morning. New Zealand's news is normally in the evening because it's morning time there. So he must be somewhere, in the United States to speak. So that's kind of interesting. And we've got the unemployment claims on the U.S. and GDP, two orange ones. Some people argue that two orange notices kind of equal a red. We'll consider that there may be news at 8:30 on this, but I usually will trade through the orange ones. So we've got clear sailing except for the Canadian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. So with that, let's go into our the signal I'm going to use is the 10-point signal, and I do it off of a 1-hour chart. And basically, I am trying to get the lines to line up, where I get 7 of the lines going in a certain direction, and I want lines from each section of the chart to support one another. Each section measures something a little bit different. So when I get agreement across all three, the likelihood that the move is going to go in the direction that I want is high. So with that, let's get started. I am trading off of the light 6 major chart. The light 6 major chart is one of the standard layout charts. And basically what it has is 6 different currency pairs, all on a 1-hour chart. And on this first chart, they're all US based. I start with the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. And the red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray line is the minor indicator. Horizontal red line is the oversold line. So I'm looking for situations where we are oversold and the lines are below here pointing up, or likewise, or the reverse is this horizontal blue line is the overbought line. When the market's overbought, that's a good time to sell. So then I'm looking for situations where the lines are above the line and pointing down. So right now on the Australian USD, we are more than halfway through the channel. Typically on the 1-hour chart, we can get anywhere from 5 to 35 pips off of a trade. I like to go for a 10-pip trade. Get in, get out. And if I can make 3 of those a day, I am doing quite well. So can I get 10 pips from a signal here? Yes, I can, but it's not part of my trade plan. And one of the things that we'll do that's part of the training is we will create a customized trade plan for you that is directed towards your risk preferences and how you like to trade. Here, I just need to find 3 setups during the course of the day, and usually I can do that, before 11 a.m. So here we're more than halfway through, so I'm going to pass. Euro USD, we are overbought. and the indicator starting to turn. Pound USA, we have just reached overbought. It is starting to turn. I don't like this signal. The three elements that I'm looking for: one, overbought; two, that the lines are pointing down. Here, the majors are kind of actually going a little more sideways than down. The slope of the green line is less than 45 degrees. And the third thing is I want to double cross where the red line is crossed over the green line, and that quite hasn't happened yet. So here on these up moves, you see where the green line is crossed over the red. I want the same on the down move where the red is crossed over the red is crossed over the green. So we're going to pass USD Canadian dollar. We are approaching oversold. We're more than halfway through the channel, and we're not going to trade it because it's we've got some news coming up. USD Swiss franc oversold, almost approaching oversold. USD yen oversold. Everybody's going down. We do have the double cross. The red is on top and over the green, and the black is on top. So I've got 3 points here. The slope bothers me a little bit, and if you can see, it's kinked a little bit. It's going from more steep to less steep. It's kinking up. I don't like when it kinks up, when it kinks the direction that we don't want it to. I want it to go from less steep to more steep. But if I go up to my TNTs, I've got the 2 orange lines. I'm going to count how many lines are consistent with what I'm seeing. 2 orange lines are going down, so that's 2 points. The blue lines are inversely related, so blue is going up. So that's a third line. So 3 of the 4 are telling me sell. I need a minimum of 3 of the 4 telling me sell. So I've got that. When I have that, I'm going to jump down to the pressure, and I want the lines either going down or the red line on top. I do have the red line on top. So I've got and the lines are also diverging. The green line is pulling away from the red line, and it's starting to roll. So that's another positive. But I do have the red line on top, and that's a point. So I've got 7 points here: 3 on the majors and minors, 3 on the TNTs, and 1 on the pressure. So according to my rules, when I have that, I then want to confirm the setup. And I'm going to confirm the setup by looking at the 2 and the 4 hour chart. So to do that, let's open up a new chart and take a look. USD yen. And it's a sell. Oh, and it happens to be up. So this is what we are looking at. This is the signal we were looking at. I want to confirm that we are overbought on both the 2 and the 4 hour. The lines don't have to be coming down, but I just want to know that we're overbought. Because what I'm interested in is the direction of the move. And if we're overbought on the 2 and the 4 hour, if this signal weakens, which is kind of doing now, we've got the signal, but it's a weak signal because we have that kink in the line. I'll get the trade. It's just going to take longer for it to execute. Because if we're overbought here and overbought here, it's eventually going down. So I do have the confirmation of the signal, the next thing I would want to do is I would want to take a look at what's the trade worth. So to figure out what the trade is worth, I want to look at the trend of the candles and where the support and resistance are. Support and resistance are spots where the candles seem to naturally stop. So I'm going to just open up a clean chart, and we've got the USD JPY here from whenever we last looked at it. So I'm going to add a couple more support and resistance lines on here. Support and resistance are spots where the candles seem to naturally stop. So you see them stopping here, stopped a little bit in here, stopped over here, and they typically tend to be about 30 to 40 pips apart. Here we're 50 pips, so we'll consider that. And put this one right up here. So in terms of the trends, last week we had a big uptrend. For the last few days, it's been sideways, a little bit down, a little bit up. So we don't have kind of a strong trend here. The reason I want to know the trend is if I'm taking a buy trade into this buy movement, I will take more pips than if I am taking a sell into the buy movement, because I don't want to get left behind. If it's going up, I don't want to ride against the trend. You know, can I get a few pips coming down the other way? Yes, I can, because it goes up and goes down. But I don't want to take a buy and then have it keep shooting up. So here, we don't really have much. So I want to know how much room I have. I've got 17 pips up and 37 pips down. 17 pips up and 37 pips down. I'm going to just see if there's one more support in here. Let me see if there's any other spots where it seems to stop. Stopping a little bit in here a little bit. The one issue here, oops, what did I do? I'll put this line back. So it's stopping right in here, it's stopping in here, it's stopping over here. How much room do we have to that spot? We got about 16 pips. 16 pips down. And how many pips up? 11 pips up. All right. Let's save this and go back and take a look at look at the signal. So I've got about 17 pips down. Right now, I guess you could argue that we're trading into an uptrend, even though it's not very big. You know, over the last day and a half, or last day. I think we can take a 10 pip sell off of this. So to take a 10 pip sell, we are going to, you can do that on your simulator, or if you're using MetaTrader. This is a demo account, so I am going to open up USD JPY, put it to the hour chart because I like to see the candles as consistent as what we were just looking at. I am going to, if you don't have it, you would go to File, New Chart, and USD JPY is probably in that first grouping. Then I'm going to go to the second line and go to New Order. New Order opens up the order window. I'm going to make sure my symbol is correct, USD JPY. My lot size is a function of what I have in the account. I am going to move this decimal spot over 4 spots to figure out an appropriate lot size. So that's going to be 0.696. So I'm just going to round it up to 0.7. I'm going to take, I'm not going to worry about the stop loss or the take profit. I'm going to click sell by market. It records the sale. Down here, I'm going to right click along the order line, go to modify or delete order. We said we're going to go for 10 pips. 10 pips is 100 points. If I put 100 in here and click the little blue button, it does the math for me. Oh, and we're going to use a 3-to-1, so I'm going to go to 300. Actually, we'll use a 3.5-to-1. Click the little red button, it does the math, and it drops in the, we're actually going for a little bit more than 10 because it's dropped down a little bit while we were talking. So we have taken a sell on the USD JPY with a take profit of 144.572. That's 144.572, and a stop loss of 144.033. 144.033. And as we've got some time left, let's see if we can find another trade. I am going to use a different signal now. One of the nice things about the program is we have multiple signals. So this is my bread and butter signal, but sometimes when you can't find a trade, I might want to just take a scalp trade. And a scalp trade is a short trade that we kind of want to get in and get out quickly. And this trade, so it's a little bit like the 5 and the trade that we showed during the light program, the 5 and 1. Here, the trade is it's based on what the thick orange line is doing. And this trade is done off of a 1-hour chart, and we want to take it when there's 5 minutes left in the hour. So right now, if we look at the clock, we've got 6 minutes left. So we're going to scroll through this. So by the time we finish scrolling through this, there'll be less than 5 minutes left. But basically, I am looking for what the thick orange line is doing and where it's positioned. And the thick orange line is a scaled number. And when it's as high as it can go, this number is at 10. And when it's at 10, it thinks that there's no more up in the movement. The up movement's maxed out. If the up movement's maxed out, that's a good time to sell. Likewise, when it's at 0, it thinks there's no more down in the movement, and that's a good time to buy. But I don't want to trade on just one piece of information. So when I see either a 0 or a 10 here, or within 1 point, and we are within 1 point, so 9.3 is within 1 point of 10, I want to confirm that this is maxed out by looking at where the majors and minors are. So if the majors and minors are well above the blue line, still going up, but well above the blue line, that is a good sell, worth 5 pips. So here, the red and the majors are still in the channel. So this is telling me that there's more up in the movement. I want to see something like this, where the red and the green are well above the blue line, going up. So, so here, this is a see, this is it's bordering on 9, 8, and 9. I want to see if I can find something else real quick. But this is kind of the setup that I'm looking for. But see, since it's going between 8 and 9, I'd rather be at just a little bit higher. So 7.7 isn't close enough. 0, yes. Problem is we got news coming up. Other problem is my lines aren't well below the red line. This is still telling me there's a little bit of down. I'm specifically looking at to where the red line is. I want that red line, maybe a quarter of an inch on the other side of the horizontal red line. 0 again. This good setup. Red line is just touching. I want the red line to be further down. Our USD JPY is improving. In fact, the kink is changed here. We've gone from less steep to more steep, so that is very good. Let's keep going and see if we see anything else. 6 isn't close enough. 9, yes, but my majors aren't high enough over the overbought line. 4 isn't close enough. 5 isn't close enough. 7 isn't close enough. 6 isn't close enough. Let's go to the next group. So basically, I've cloned the charts and I just got different currency pairs. 10, yes. I want the red line a little bit higher. And the reason I want that red line a little bit higher is what's happening is, you can think of it as a rubber band. When everything is extended, when the thick orange line number's at 10 and the majors are like above the red line, it's like pulling an elastic. So there's tension there. And when the candle changes at the top of the hour, the elastics let go. So there's a little bit of a snap. And that snap is worth 5 pips. Let's see, Euro, New Zealand dollar. No, nothing. So let's go to the last group here. 5, no, yes. Euro JPY. We're at 9. We are well above. So this is worth a 5 pip sell. But you know what? I don't want to take it because it is going against the trade that we already have. USD JPY. JPY is in the second slot. So I don't want to go against the trade that we have. No. If we didn't have that existing JPY trade, I would probably take this, but since we have the JPY, I don't want to go against both sides. All right. Well, we've just gone through 24 pairs with the thick orange line. On the 10-point trade, we only went through 6 pairs. The 10-point trade takes about 8 or 9 minutes to do the analysis, to look through everything and make a decision, where this is a quick, if I see it, it's good. If I don't, it's not. So to recap, we have taken a trade on the USD JPY using the 10-point signal. We took it for 10 pips. It's actually turned out to be a little bit more than 10 pips because we got in, once we put the 10 pips in, it already was on the positive side. We've got a take profit of 144.572, 144.572, and a stop loss of 145.033. I would expect this to close within the next 3 hours. Be about 3 hours for this to close. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm always honored when we have a group of people come watch me trade. I can make you a better trader. If you've got questions on how everything works, schedule some time with me at forexsmarttrade.com/schedule, forexsmarttrade.com/schedule. The financial markets and real estate have been kind of the two biggest places where people create abundances of wealth. With the right tools and training, you can do it. We're here to help you, and we're so confident that we can help you that we let you trade with our money once you've been trained. Inflation is reducing our purchasing power. It is going to continue. There's still signals, even though they're trying to bring up the interest rates. There are just things at the grocery stores are just continuing to go up because everything is connected. So there is an opportunity, and in times of trouble, those who take action can excel. So there's trouble out there that paralyzes a lot of people in taking action. You can do something about it. We can help. Thanks for joining me. We will see you again on Monday evening. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Let's see. Oh, right. Well, stop losses. I've got a question on the stop losses before we leave. And why are my stop losses so wide? Stop losses are a function of three things. One is the volatility of the pair that you're trading. Each of the pairs have different volatilities. The yen has a higher volatility than say the USD. So when the volatility is higher, I like to take a little bit. I like to give it room to breathe. Two, what your trading accuracy is. So the more accurate you are, you can adjust that stop loss. In three, your risk tolerance. I tend to be. I've got a kind of a higher risk tolerance. Because of that, I use a wider stop loss. And specifically during the day, while I'm by the computer, kind of watching what's going on, if something starts to move 10, 12 pips in the other direction, I most likely will move the stop loss and hedge it. And a hedge is when you take a position in the other direction. So that basically locks in whatever the loss is, and then based on what the signals are, I will try to price average out of a bad trade. So that means the trade, the signal has changed, and rather than wait for the stop loss to engage, I'm going to actively kind of try to work out of it. So even though I put the stop loss on there, but what I took here was about a 3-to-1. You know, we took 10 and I put a 35, so that's 3.5. But it had already moved a little bit. So from where we were, that was close to a 3-to-1. You know, again, depending on what the pair is, you know, sometimes on the Euro USD, I'm so comfortable trading that I will go 2 support and resistances away. So 2 support and resistances away is 60 pips, because each support and resistance is, you know, between 30 and 40 pips. If I go 2 support and resistances away, you've got wherever we're at in the middle plus another 30 pips. So that brings you up to, you know, could bring you up to 50 pips. And many of my trades are 10 pips, so that's a 5-to-1. So the stop loss isn't specifically a specific formula. You know, sometimes you know, say you're taking a trade for 20 pips. If I'm taking a trade for 20 pips, a 3-to-1 stop loss is 60 pips. Well, 60 pips is a lot. You know, so for example, last night on the overnight trade, one of the trades was 22 pip purchased. I only put a 40 pip stop loss on that, you know, because usually 35 gives enough breath in there. So, okay, thank you. And as I said, I expect this USD yen to close within the next 3 hours. All right, we'll see you on Monday, everybody. Bye-bye.